Welcome to Love Them Knives. LTK here. We've got Civivi Plethiros right after this. Plethiros, Civivi, Isham Design. Elijah just keeps kicking out the hits. The first one out was Anthropos. I was there at the SHOT Show, 2019 SHOT Show in Vegas, and I was listening to him and Joe, who's the owner of We Knives, talk about some designs that are coming out in the Civivi line, and I was excited, and they didn't have designs to show me at the time, but here they come. Anthropos came out. This is the black on black, so black carbon fiber on top of black G10. By the way, had this D2 tested, there's your new Isham moniker, logo. But right there you can see the HRC mark. Yes, it's real D2, and yes, the HRC was 60.8. Decided to write it on the box. I mean, it ought to be a point of pride. And the other Civivi knives that we have tested really good HRC-wise as well, so we're good with that. I haven't sent these in to test. I don't know if I want to. There's too many other brands and other models to test, so I don't want to be too redundant on Civivi. I think we've done enough for now. But the Plethiros, different than the Anthropos. Oh, by the way, this was tan, but yeah, I put it in the dye batch, and I got in the mood to do some scale dyeing, and so I put this together with some Best Tech Swordfish, and you've seen the video. Maybe it's a few down. It's been weeks ago that I did, and so I just have to go this without showing you the tan version because this is now the burgundy version. Anthropos Plethiros. Don't say those like back to back real quick. And, you know, it's carbon fiber on top of G10. See, they opened this one up a lot more. And maybe I could even do without the carbon fiber completely and go G10 or go complete carbon fiber. Maybe one model, you know, you could do total carbon fiber. The next, you know, you could have two other options or variants where it'd just be G10 alone. That might be a thought process that I would have liked to seen go down, but you know, you can get picky all day long. Right or left hand, tip up carry, deep carry pocket clip, open design, skeletonized liners, okay, bearings on the pivot, D2 blades, not real small knives. Not real small knives. So they're reasonably decent size, but they're fairly light and closed up. Take a look at what, maybe you have a preference for design flow between knife and other. This one, I'm almost leaning back to the Anthropos as far as total ergos. I'm a little bit crowded on here, but I've got a little bit more height in here. A nice little choil, palm swell, and out. Here, this is a little less ergonomic as far as I'm concerned. Number 4 finger sits right there. Little crowded for my other 3 in there. But they fit, and it's a tight squeeze. But, you know, you can kind of pretty much tell the same designer. You know, and you look at his Zeta and Raven and other knives that he's done, you could see Elijah's hand in an Isham Design. And this is no different. Except that these are a whole lot less expensive, man. Way less expensive. I'll give you the link to White Mountain Knives. Go get you one. And what do they get? Like 70, almost 75 bucks for them. But 10% off, puts you in the 60s range. Liner lock, like I said before, pretty strong lockup. That's about 30%. Let me see what this other one is here. the green that we haven't shown on camera. We're more like 40. You can see it says, whoop, back up, D2 right here at the bottom of this flipper tab. Otherwise, just his little Isham moniker, no billboarding, that's nice. Deep carry pocket clips, light. And this is not, I'm not knocking this one for ergos. I'm just saying I think I like the Anthropos a little bit better ergonomically. But as far as blade design goes, then I might back around to this one. So, and I kind of like the G10 showing like this, as opposed to, of course, I mean, this is black on black, but you can see that there's very little G10 showing through here. You know, back side as well. Of course, it's deep carry, right hand, left hand. This has got a back spacer. These do not. These are open. So maybe we ought to have, well, let's measure them up. Let's do that first, and then we'll have a weigh off. Really 3.5 inch blade. I mean, really close. Really, really close. Overall, basically 8 inches. 20 centimeters. So that's 3.5, 8 inches. Basically the size of a Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This one, 3.5 as well. Now, you got a longer handle on this one. So this is a 1/4 inch longer than this. But they're just a normal size EDC. This is not small. Okay. Now, Anthropos. Where do you get those names? Where do you get them, Elijah? Lord Almighty. Okay, so this is smaller. This is 3.25, 3.25, and 7.5 overall. Much smaller knife. So just depends on what you're interested in. Don't know if I've got anything interesting to compare to. Maybe the little Pilar. See, there you go. Love them. And there's a long story behind that one. But no, much larger, much larger. This as well. This is not the P-large. This is the Pilar. The Tuyaknife Bruiser. Pretty close. Pretty close. Getting closer, that's for sure. And, well, Recon 1, big difference. Recon 1's big, big, big knife. Big knife, so. The action on these is really good. And you can see the flipper tab. And this is kind of an Isham thing too, is the flipper tab is very, very small here. It's canted forward. It's got jimping on it. But the really cool thing about it is it's barely visible. And then when it's deployed, it disappears. It's even right here with the bottom of that bolster. So there you go. It's disappeared. Action. Breaks away. Very light. Drop is really good. Green, same way. Centered, no blade play, no lock rock, budget friendly. Should we have that weigh off? We were going to have the weigh off. Let's go with the weigh off. Let's start out with the Anthropos and go through the Plethiros. Are we in the Pleistocene age? What are these things anyhow? Okay, 3.2 ounces. Wow, this is actually just some tenths lighter, even though it's a bigger knife. 3.26. Well, you got that backspacer on this one, so that's probably making the difference. Wow. Okay, let me weigh this one up. Okay, a little bit of variance there. Grams, 91.2. 90.8 and 92.3. And they come with a zipper pouch, you know, like all knives do, right? You've never received a knife without a pouch from, oh, we can start naming the names, and then that wouldn't be good, would it? Yes, there's a lot of other brands. They don't even give you a zipper pouch for a $240 or $300 or $350 knife. But you buy a $60 shooter, and here you go. What can I say? Just amazing to me how that all works and makes any sense. But it does. Nice action on them. Feels good in the hand. You know, one of these things about these knives, let's get this out of the way. There's you've gone over the detent and you're dropping, right? Right there. A little bit late on the detent. And then again, I don't want to cut myself necessarily. Here we go. Like that. Light blade, probably not going to slam down on your thumb in any case. But can you deploy it with this? Well, I've tried to. And yes, you can. But you know what? You can actually just go up against the side of this blade, about where his logo is, and kick it that way. I mean, you don't have a cutaway or anything, but the detent is not overly strong to where you can just kick it open off the side of the blade, period. And you have a little bit better leverage out here than you do when you're getting up close to this fulcrum here. When you stay away further down the blade, snaps right open. Now, of course, that indicates that you don't have a super strong detent. There it goes. And that's a light blade, and I can still shake it out that way. So I would say it's appropriate, though. It's really appropriate. It makes it so flickable, makes it so nice to be able to deploy, and it's smooth. That's nice action. It's nice action. It's not easy to fail, actually. There you go. I tried. Let's try this one. The tan one. Come on. No. Okay, forget it. I don't know if it's impossible to fail them, but it's not easy. That angle of that flipper. Okay, I failed it. Just barely. You see that internal blade stop there. Did a great job, though. Nice knives. I like them. Looking forward to seeing more. And recently they released even a new knife with best tech. They just keep coming at you. Wonderful knives. Thank you so much. Plethiros versus Anthropos. If you have both, tell me which one you prefer and why. Interesting knives. Of course, Elijah is an interesting guy as well. Take care, my friends. You know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.